The world is falling apart. But no one is talking about this. There has never been a time in human history when the world felt so loud, so connected, and yet so divided. Every second, somewhere on this planet, something extraordinary or terrible is happening. Wars begin, discoveries are made, people fall in love, others lose everything. We carry the weight of all these moments in our pockets, scrolling endlessly, absorbing fragments of a reality too vast for any one person to truly understand. This is the story of our time, not of one person, but of all of us. It is about confusion and progress, fear and hope, silence and noise. It is about what's going on in the world nowadays, and what it is quietly doing to us. Part 1. The age of endless information. Once, knowledge was rare. People traveled miles just to hear news. Today, news travels faster than thought. A young man named Daniel wakes up in a small apartment in a busy city. Before his feet even touch the floor, his hand reaches for his phone. Notifications flood his screen. Breaking news alerts, messages, videos, opinions, a war in one country, a political crisis in another, a celebrity scandal, a scientific breakthrough, a viral joke. All of it arrives at once, equal in urgency, equal in space. Daniel scrolls. At first he feels informed, then overwhelmed, then strangely numb. This is one of the quiet tragedies of our time. We know more than ever, yet understand less than ever. Information is no longer the problem. The problem is meaning. We are drowning in facts, but starving for wisdom. Part 2. A world divided. Across the globe, lines are being drawn between nations, between cultures, between people who once lived side by side. In one part of the world, families are forced to leave their homes because of conflict. In another, people argue fiercely over ideas, beliefs, and identities. The divisions are not always visible, but they are deeply felt. Daniel notices it too. Online, conversations quickly turn into arguments. Differences become threats. Opinions become identities. Us and them. It's no longer enough to disagree. Now, people must defeat each other. But beneath all this noise lies a simple truth. Most people want the same things: safety, dignity, a chance to live a meaningful life. The tragedy is not that we are different. The tragedy is that we have forgotten how to live with those differences. Part 3. The illusion of connection. Daniel has hundreds of friends online, thousands of followers, messages arrive all day long. Yet one evening, sitting alone in his apartment, he feels an emptiness he cannot explain. This is another paradox of our era. We are more connected than ever, yet loneliness is spreading like a silent epidemic. We share photos but not feelings. We post updates but hide our struggles. We react but rarely truly listen. Real connection requires time, vulnerability, and presence, things that the fast-moving digital world often takes away from us. So people scroll, hoping to feel less alone, and somehow they end up feeling more alone than before. Part 4. The pressure to be perfect everywhere. Daniel looks, he sees perfection, perfect bodies, perfect lives, perfect success. Influencers travel the world, smiling in beautiful places. Entrepreneurs boast about success at a young age. People his age seem to have everything figured out. He begins to compare. Am I behind? He wonders. Am I not good enough? This quiet comparison is shaping millions of minds around the world. Social media has become a mirror that distorts reality. It shows the highlights, not the struggles, the victories, not the failures. And so people begin to chase an impossible standard. But what they don't see is this. Behind every perfect image is a human being with fears, doubts, and imperfections. The world today does not just show us reality, it edits it, and many are losing themselves trying to keep up with something that isn't real. Part 5. Fear and uncertainty. There is a constant feeling in the air today, a sense that the world is unstable. Economic uncertainty, environmental crises, political tension, technological changes that move faster than society can adapt. Daniel feels it when he thinks about his future. Will there be opportunities? Will the world be safe? Will things get better or worse? This uncertainty is shared by millions. For the first time in generations, many young people feel unsure about the future in a deep and persistent way. The path is no longer clear. And yet, life continues. People still wake up, go to work, study, dream, because even in uncertainty, hope refuses to disappear completely. Part 6. The rise of technology. Artificial intelligence, automation, digital systems, technology is transforming everything. Jobs are changing, communication is changing, even the way we think is changing. Daniel uses technology for everything. Learning, working, entertainment, connection. It makes life easier, but also faster, noisier, more demanding. There is always something to respond to, something to watch, something to do. Silence has become rare. But in that silence is where reflection lives. And without reflection, we risk becoming passive, consumers of the world instead of participants in it. Technology is not the enemy, but it is a powerful force. And like all powerful forces, it must be handled with awareness. Part 7. The quiet strength of humanity. Despite all the chaos, something remarkable continues to exist. Kindness. In the middle of disasters, strangers help each other. In times of crisis, communities come together. In a world full of noise, small acts of goodness still happen every day. Daniel sees it sometimes. A stranger helping someone at a street. A friend checking in without being asked. A teacher inspiring students despite challenges. These moments rarely make headlines, but they matter. They are reminders that beneath all the division and noise, humanity is still there. Resilient, compassionate, and capable of change. Part 8. The responsibility of awareness. Knowing what's happening in the world is not enough. The real question is, what do we do with that knowledge? Daniel begins to realize something important. He cannot fix the whole world. He cannot solve every crisis or heal every division, but he can choose how he lives. He can choose to be informed but not overwhelmed, to be connected but not consumed, to be aware but not hopeless. He starts small. He limits the noise. He listens more deeply. He focuses on what he can control, and slowly something changes. Not the world, but his place in it. Part 9. Hope in a complicated world. The world today is not simple. It is messy, fast, unpredictable, but it is also full of possibility. Every generation has faced its challenges. Every era has had its crises. What makes this time different is not just the problems, but the speed and scale at which we experience them. And yet, the same forces that create chaos also create opportunity. Technology can divide, but it can also unite. Information can overwhelm, but it can also educate. Differences can cause conflict, but they can also create richness. The future is not fixed. It is being shaped every day by decisions, actions, and choices made by ordinary people. People like Daniel, people like you. Conclusion. The choice. We all face. What's going on in the world nowadays is not just something happening out there. It is something happening inside us, in how we think, in how we feel, in how we treat each other. The world is louder, faster, and more complex than ever before. But within that complexity lies a simple truth. We still have a choice to be kind in a harsh world, a choice to seek truth in a world of noise, a choice to stay human in a time that often forgets what that means. Daniel puts down his phone one evening and looks out the window. The world is still there, busy, chaotic, unpredictable. But for the first time in a long while, he doesn't feel lost in it. Because he understands something now. The world may be changing rapidly, but the power to live with meaning, clarity, and compassion has never left our hands.